A young Damien has been adopted by his uncle and soon finds out what his true identity really is. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you may know, a few weeks ago I dropped the review of the original Omen from 1976. If you have not checked that out yet, I will link it down below in the description, because today we're going to be looking at Damien Omen 2, released in 1978 and directed by Don Taylor. Now, I'm new to this franchise. I have not watched these movies at all yet, and I'm not sure what the fans' feelings for these movies are and what's considered good and bad, but I actually ended up enjoying this one fairly well. I thought it was a decent horror movie. So with that being said, let's get into what I liked. So we have a slightly older Damien in this movie. It looks like he may be like 13 to 14 years old. And like I said, he's been adopted by his uncle, and he's kind of in a brother relationship with his cousin. So it kind of follows them along. They go to a military academy. Damien just kind of slowly finds out what his true identity is, and with all these people coming to warn him. And I thought that that aspect of the movie was actually done pretty well, how he gradually learns what he is and who he is. And I thought Jonathan Scott Taylor actually did a really good job at playing Damien. I completely bought into it. He actually kind of looks like the original kid from the original Omen, and I thought he did a pretty good performance, for me at least. And I actually kind of like the whole overall vibe of this movie. I think it carries over very well from the original. It kind of still has that little bit of an Exorcist feel to it. It just has that vibe to it. I'm not sure how to explain it, but if you watch the movie and watch The Exorcist, you can kind of compare them. They kind of have the same vibe going on for them. I think that kind of setting really works for me. I enjoy that setting. It has a very fall setting, just like the original one. This seems like a series that would be great to watch in the fall time near Halloween in October. And that's just the type of setting that I really like in a movie. I really enjoy movies that have that type of setting and that can do it right and sell it very well. And I think this movie does. And I think William Holden, that plays the uncle of Damien, gives a really good performance. He's like the dad in the original. He's kind of in the same scenario. He doesn't want to accept the fact that Damien is who he is, but he's slowly figuring out that there's no choice but to go on and trying to kill Damien, because that's the only way to get out of it. And I think he gives a really good performance, and he was kind of a standout actor. And one more for what I liked, I thought that this movie had some of the most creative kills that I've seen in an older horror movie like this. With this movie coming out in 1978, the slasher era hasn't even really came along yet. It's just now starting. I thought that these kills were actually really, really unique and done very well. You actually have a guy getting chopped in half in an elevator. You have this girl getting pegged to death by a crow. And you have other really unique kills like that you don't really see in any other horror movie, and I thought that was very much a standout. Every kill in this movie was done very unique. They were all just standout kills, especially for being from 1978. So let's move on over to what I didn't like. So although I overall did enjoy the story of this movie, it kind of did tell the same story as the first movie, just with Damien being a little bit older. The only aspect that was different would be Damien realizing who he is, and it was a cool aspect, but at the same time it wasn't that much of a difference. You kind of just have Damien showing up places, and then bad things happen there, just because Damien's there. I thought that was a little bit cheesy, just kind of how bad things just happen when he's there. And one other big knock that I have with this movie is the ending. It kind of just ends out of nowhere. You have this big final showdown in what I think is the academy that Damien is going to. He kind of just walks outside and looks at all the police and the crowd around in front of the building, and then it ends like that. It was just kind of a strange ending, a very sudden ending, and I just wasn't ready for it to end right there. I thought that they could have gave like 10 to 15 minutes more of movie. It just kind of ended, and it was a little bit disappointing. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Damien Omen 2 a 3-star movie. I think that's a pretty fair and average rating for this movie for me on enjoyment level. I think that I will go back and watch it. I'll probably watch the series again in October, because I feel like it really just has that fall vibe to it. But I think 3 stars is fair. It was a pretty good movie. Not the best, but I did enjoy it. I don't think I could give it a 2 stars. I think it was better than 2. Not quite a 4, so 3 is right where I'm sticking it, and I think it fits very well. So let me know what you guys think of Omen 2 down in the comments so we can have a discussion about it. I'm very new to this franchise, so I'd like to know any maybe behind the scenes or something like that, stuff that I should know about the series from fans. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.